The moment you stop explaining your pain to everyone, you begin protecting your power. Not every ear deserves your story, and not every heart is strong enough to carry your truth. Sometimes the greatest act of wisdom is choosing silence over sympathy. There is great wisdom in understanding that your inner world is one of the most valuable things you possess. Your thoughts, your dreams, your fears, and your struggles are deeply personal, and they should never be placed into the hands of people who have not earned your trust. Too often, we mistake someone's curiosity for genuine care. We assume that because someone asks how we are doing, they are prepared to carry the weight of an honest answer. The truth is that not everyone who listens is listening with compassion. Some people are searching for information, others for comparison, and a few may even find comfort in knowing that your life is not as peaceful as it appears. This is why emotional wisdom is just as important as emotional honesty. You do not have to explain every disappointment, every setback, or every sleepless night to prove that your struggles are real. Your pain does not become more meaningful because more people know about it. In fact, constantly sharing your burdens with the wrong audience can leave you feeling even more exhausted. Every unnecessary explanation drains a little more of your strength and invites opinions that often create confusion instead of clarity. There is a remarkable strength in choosing carefully who has access to your heart. The people who truly deserve your vulnerability are those who have consistently shown kindness, loyalty, and understanding through their actions, not merely through their words. Trust is not built in a single conversation. It is earned over time through respect and genuine care. Until someone has demonstrated that they can protect your confidence, your silence may be your greatest shield. Think of your inner world as a beautiful garden. If you leave the gate open to everyone, some visitors will admire the flowers, but others will carelessly trample them. Wisdom teaches you to guard that garden with patience and discernment. Allow only those who nourish your spirit to enter, and keep those who bring doubt, gossip, or negativity outside the gate. Your greatest growth often happens quietly. The strongest roots grow beneath the surface where no one can see them, yet they become the foundation for a tree that stands firm through every storm. In the same way, your character is strengthened in private moments of reflection, faith, and perseverance. Protect your peace with quiet confidence, because not every person deserves a front-row seat to your journey, and not every chapter of your life needs to be explained before it has become your victory. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. This simple truth has the power to shape your entire life. Every day, your mind is deciding what deserves your focus. If you spend your hours replaying painful conversations, worrying about problems you cannot control, or constantly talking about everything that has gone wrong, your energy slowly becomes trapped in those experiences. Before long, you begin to feel as though your challenges are larger than your potential. Yet the reality is not that your problems have grown, it is that your attention has fed them until they seem impossible to overcome. Your thoughts are like seeds planted in the garden of your mind. Whatever you water consistently will eventually grow. If you water fear, fear becomes stronger. If you water gratitude, gratitude begins to transform the way you see the world. The same is true for hope, courage, patience, and confidence. They all grow through repeated attention. This is why wise people are careful about the conversations they have, especially the conversations they have with themselves. It is important to acknowledge pain, but it is equally important not to build a permanent home inside it. Every challenge carries a lesson, but if you become consumed by the challenge itself, you may never discover the lesson waiting within it. Instead of asking why life has been unfair, begin asking what this season is preparing you to become. That single shift in perspective can turn frustration into wisdom and disappointment into determination. Many people unknowingly drain their own strength by speaking about their difficulties more often than they speak about their dreams. Every complaint repeated without action becomes another chain holding them in place. But every step toward growth, no matter how small, builds confidence that cannot be taken away. Your energy is precious, and it should be invested where it creates progress rather than where it repeats pain. Choose to focus on what you can build instead of what you have lost. Invest your time in learning, improving, serving, and believing that your best days are still ahead. The future belongs to those who refuse to let yesterday consume today's possibilities. When your attention is fixed on growth instead of defeat, your spirit becomes stronger, your vision becomes clearer, and your life begins to reflect the hope you have chosen to nurture instead of the fear you decided to leave behind. There is a quiet confidence that cannot be imitated. It belongs to those who choose action over announcement and progress over publicity. Many people feel the need to explain every obstacle they face, hoping others will understand their journey. Yet, true strength is not found in how much you say about your struggles, but in how faithfully you continue moving forward despite them. The most inspiring stories are often written in silence long before they are celebrated in public. When you spend less time talking about your hardships and more time working toward your goals, something remarkable begins to happen. Your focus shifts from seeking sympathy to creating results. Every small step, every lesson learned, and every challenge overcome becomes a brick in the foundation of a stronger future. Those who once doubted you will eventually notice the change, not because you argued with them, but because your growth becomes impossible to ignore. Success has a language that requires no explanation. It is seen in your character, your discipline, your peace of mind, and the way you continue to rise after every setback. The greatest victories are not always measured by wealth or recognition. They are measured by the person you become while overcoming life's trials. A calm spirit, a grateful heart, and unwavering determination speak louder than any complaint ever could. Protect your dreams while they are still taking shape. Not everyone needs to know your plans before they become reality. Allow your work to mature in private and let your accomplishments reveal what words never could. In the end, people may forget the struggles you endured, but they will remember the strength, grace, and perseverance that carried you to success. Let your life become the evidence that quiet resilience always has the loudest voice. The world does not need to know every battle you fight. What it truly needs is the example of someone who refused to let hardship define their future. Guard your heart wisely. Share your struggles with those who have earned your trust, not with everyone who asks. Turn your pain into purpose, your silence into strength, and your challenges into the foundation of your character. Remember this whenever life becomes difficult. Not every problem needs an audience, but every problem can become a lesson. Let your growth be louder than your complaints, your peace be greater than your fear, and your success become the story that speaks for itself.